it is time once again for the mid-year freakout tag. I've only seen one person publish theirs so far, like posters. Are we done with the tag? Am I like... Did I not get the memo? Are we done with this? If we are, I'm sorry. You're getting at least one more. I really enjoy this tag. I like reflecting on the year and see like what I need to do and like what's to come. That's something that I really enjoy. So get a little snack, get your water. I'm almost out, but it should get me through the video at least. Let's talk about some books. So first question that we're going to address is how my reading year is going so far. I would say that my goal of slowing down on my reading has been a success. Normally by like June, July, I hit the 150 book mark. I am not super far off. I've read 92 books so far this year with the goal of 150 total. Big reaching goal with like, if I make it to 200, that would be cool. But I'm trying to have like a little bit less pressure, and I think I've successfully done that. With that said, I've been working on specific video projects that have kind of controlled my reading, and so I've read a few books that were duds that I just did not care for so much, and I've read some real bangers. I think in total I've had 9 books that have been 4.5 and 5 stars, which isn't the best. We're in like the 10% range of 5 stars, but I've also like seen a lot of my friends' Goodreads and Storygraph challenges, and like they were also kind of struggling, which is making me feel like maybe it's just like a collective. We're all slowing down a little bit and we're all reading a little bit less 5 stars. Either we're getting pickier or we're just not picking up the right books at the right time. And I definitely think for me it's been the latter, because the books that I have been picking up lately have definitely been hitting more. So I think it's a joint thing of like, it's really hard to enjoy reading at the beginning of the year because 1, girl was going through a breakup, and 2, I was in tax season, which is the busiest time of my entire year. And so I don't read as much. I'm not able to connect to books as much. I just don't have the mental capacity for it. And so it's very nice now that we're in the summer, like I can really dive back into this being a hobby and enjoy it. But during tax season, I just can't do it the same way. And so I think a lot of the books that I was picking up were for like specific videos and challenges. And although I'm proud of them and happy that I did them, definitely weren't going to be like the best books ever. But I did also, we'll get to the first question, find my favorite book of the entire year within the first 2 months. So we have A Vow and Vengeance. I was so kindly gifted this this Allure edition from Eliza for my birthday, which has truly just made my entire existence. This will be a face out. Guys, I really, 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 really want to redo all of my shelves. Oh, I just don't know if I have the time. And I want to make a video if I do it, because it's going to be like a full redo. I don't know. A Vow and Vengeance by Jacqueline Rodriguez has 1,000% been the best book that I've read all year. I made Eliza read it. I made Chloe read it. Both of them gave it 5 and 4 stars. Princess has read this. Anybody, I've told Brandy that she needs to read this. Like anybody that I can possibly convince to pick this up, I'm going to. This is the best book that I've read all year. There's been one close second, and that's it. Like everything else has been like good, and I've enjoyed them and I've liked them. I'll have the runner-ups on screen so that you can kind of see like what's been piquing my interest and what's done it for me. But this has truly been the best book. I was in a book hangover from it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. All I wanted to do was read it. Like, it was just a marvelous experience. This is a typical romantasy that still like switches things up a little bit. In this, we are following a woman named Maroon who is, as the title maybe hints at, is just dedicated to vengeance for her mother, for her father, and for her twin brother, all of whom have either been chosen or taken by the immortals. Basically, this world has, I wonder if there's a map that maybe explains it better, because I think what I'm picturing isn't quite correct. I picture it like they're in the center and then the mountains around them are all the immortals, but it's more like this. Here you have the wall that separates the immortals from the mortals. These are where the humans live. The humans are basically being punished for a failed rebellion. And every so often, a different group of immortals gets to pick, I think, 100 or so humans to bring to their side for whatever they choose. For servitude, for whatever. And her brother had been chosen, her father had been chosen, and her mother was trying to avoid being chosen and was then instead taken for basically her own mini rebellion. And so she's sworn on vengeance. She talks her way in a little bit to being picked by the druids. Not druids as in like fun nature magic that can shapeshift into cool animals. Druids as in shadow daddies. realistically speaking, you've got the angels, the elves, and the shadow daddies, like the tieflings almost. And so that's kind of what we're dealing with in terms of fantasy. But vocabulary aside, she is chosen, she's taken to the druids' side, and she is enrolled in their academy. And it's all about the tarot cards, baby. And she is assigned to the world. And only one other is also assigned to the world. And that happens to be Prince Draven, who is not necessarily a sworn enemy by any means. She doesn't really have a lot of conviction towards the druid specifically, but she does feel a type of way about him, and he feels a type of way about her, and they might have to be forced proximity roommates. What do you mean? And they were roommates, but in a romantasy trope. I love that. They have to kind of team up. There's a bit of faked fated mates in here going on with like scheming behind the scenes and like teaming up, but also like not really getting along. But also like we get to see the studies in the school, similar to like in Fourth Wing, how you get to sit in on the classes and like learn about the lore in the world. And I really like that. I love the tarot magic in this so much. I just love so much about this. There's a scene after one of the dances. There's, I believe, 2 balls in this book, but there's a scene after with Draven that I'm just like, the way that I pictured it, I can't stop thinking about it. I can't get it out of my head. It was like one of the best scenes that I've just like visualized about a man, and I was like, life-changing. I adore this book. I had so much fun with it. I'm chomping at the bits. Like, please, Xando. Please, Jacqueline. Please, NetGalley. I don't care who does it, but somebody needs to give me the arc to the sequel ASAP. I'm dying over here. I'm seeing people get it and read it, and I'm just sitting here alone, dreaming to get it. It's destroyed me that I don't have it. I'm not special. I'm not chosen. It's fine. But I would love to read the sequel as soon as possible. It doesn't come out until like next February. Hurts me. Anyway, I love About Vengeance. Best book of the year. Highly recommend. The next question in the tag is what the best sequel I've read was. This year I'm really avoiding repeats, so I've gone with a sequel that's more of a companion sequel, but it is And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. This is the sequel companion to First Time Caller, which is set in Baltimore, and it's all about like this radio news station and like the people that work there, and them all finding love and romance. This one had a very cute like forced proximity snowstorm with only one bed, and I really liked Jackson and Delilah's dynamic. I think that they're good for each other. I definitely prefer Jackson as a character than I do Delilah. Delilah was a little bit too clumsy and quirky, and like it just didn't feel quite authentic enough, but I really appreciated how the characters have enough personal struggles going on that they can kind of lean on each other and have better communication. I definitely think the miscommunication could have improved. There were some parts where I was like, please just talk like you normally do, but like it's fine. But besides that, like I did really enjoy them together. I appreciated the outside forces that were, you know, going against the relationship as a whole, but also just them having struggles with like their families and those being separate things. And like it was just, there was a lot of fun to it. I think that these books really balanced the like serious and lighthearted pretty well. And overall, I enjoy it. I definitely will pick up the 3rd book when it comes out next February or March 2027. So that was the best sequel. And now we get to talk about the most important, the best reread. I've had a few rereads. I would say that this is the main one, the big one that I did was reading the entire Fallen series. I had read the first 3 books and never finished the series because I'm bad at doing that. And it took me 15 years to complete this, but I did do a reread of the first 3 books, and then I read the 4th final book, the spin-off companion book, and also 2 novella short stories within it. So I had a whole time. I vlogged it all. I had a fun experience. I've got a spoiler vlog if you're interested. It's not like so spoilery that you couldn't read the books. Like it doesn't give you every single detail and plot point, but it does like, especially at the end, like wrap up where it goes. So if you're actually interested in reading it, maybe don't watch the video, but like if you don't really care because it's been 15 years, have a good time. I sure did. This is following Lucinda Price and her doomed romance with Daniel Grigori, and basically it's just the tale of their love story time and time again. They're destined to be each other's demise. Every 17 years when Luce is reincarnated, she falls in love with Daniel, and then she combusts into flame and disappears for another 17 years. And then they just do that cycle over and over and over again for thousands of years. I appreciated in the 3rd book, Passion, you get to see a lot of the past lives and past stories, which I think are fun for like the romance part of it, but also like getting to see the world and like travel via your book. Fun experience, I gotta say it. But I really enjoyed my reread of this. It is just as I don't want to say bad. It's not bad, but I would say that it is as simplistic as a young adult back in the day was written. I definitely did not struggle with anything. This definitely lacks a lot and leaves a lot to be desired, but overall I had a lot of fun, and it definitely had like those nostalgic feelings towards it. I think the series definitely improves after the first book. Like, they only get better as they go on, which is, a nice feeling to be like, it's basically her debut. She published 2 books within like a month of each other the same year, so I don't know which one was specifically technically the debut, but it is cool to see an author like improve over time, and this author has a new release coming out very soon. Who would have thought? So it was just like overall a really fun experience. To no real surprise, the most read genre that I've had in 2026 is fantasy. I've read in a total 38 fantasy novels that are just fantasy. They could be fantasy subgenre romance, but different from romantasy. Romantasy and horror are currently tied. Those are my 2 other main genres, and they're tied at 16. Which is a little bit low. Honestly, I only started picking up horror in, what was last month, May? So I'm definitely like getting into the horror again, but it did take a while. Like, I was not reading it during tax season whatsoever. And I have to mention, because it's only fair, that romance is in 4th place at 15. Like, it's almost caught up, which is crazy. I don't really read a lot of just romance, especially not a lot of contemporary. I would say that a lot of these are like romance books with other things going on, but I don't know. That's the way that my brain was categorizing them, so that's where we're at. But yeah, I'm not surprised that like fantasy is my number 1. Like, this entire room is speculative. Like, this is all fantasy, this is all horror. And you can see the ratio of like the horror to the fantasy and like how where I lean on that. The next question is a new release that I've been meaning to get to but have not quite gotten to, and that's gotta be Graceless Heart by Isabel Ibáñez, who wrote What the River Knows, that duology, and also Together We Burn, which I haven't read yet either. That was, I think, maybe her debut. She might have one other book out. But this is what I thought was a standalone. But now on Goodreads it says that there's a second book coming out next year. And I don't think they're connected, but I think they might be connected. I don't know because I haven't read this. So I'm going to read this as if it's a standalone and there's going to be a companion, but I don't really know. So we're going to have to wait and see what's going on with that. But I'm very excited about this. This is one of the most beautiful books that I've gotten this year. And I have an arc for it, which means that I really have done bad because this came out in February, I believe. Sorry. I'm working on it though. I will be reading it either this month or next month, preferably this month if I can get to it. But this is all about like the Italian Renaissance era. And I think there's magic and maybe like forbidden love or something. It's dark, lush, and epic. So I'm very excited for this. I really loved the first book from the What the River Knows duology. I did not like the sequel, but because this is standalone, I don't really have to worry about character assassination, so I'm just really excited. I really love how vivid What the River Knows felt, and like you were in Egypt, and I really enjoy her writing and her characters. I think this was her adult debut. So I'm really, I'm super excited. I say it all the time. I'm really excited to see what this has in store and like where it goes and like what's going to happen. I have taken Italian classes. I studied Italian. I thought I was going to study abroad in Italy. Italy was like one of those little special interests that I had in college before I dropped out. And so like getting to visit it via a book, I'm really excited about, especially like the Renaissance era. Oh my God, I can't wait. So I need to get that. I need to ASAP, like so soon. The upcoming debut that I think I'm most excited for, which is really hard to narrow down. I did a whole video talking about all of the anticipated books for the second half of the year that I was looking forward to, but I would say the most excited I am for one would probably be Our Strange Duet. I say with hesitancy because there's a lot that I'm interested in, but Erin A. Craig has a new book coming out. It's not in the House of Salt and Sorrow universe, and it is a Phantom of the Opera retelling, which I'm a big fan of the musical, less so of a fan of the book. I thought it was okay, but I'm excited to see Erin A. Craig's like gothic spin on it and like what she has to bring to it. Apparently this is going to be like the feminist retelling. I don't know what that's going to mean. I have to wait and see. I have an arc, so I'm going to read it hopefully very soon, and I can tell you guys if it's worth it or not. But Erin A. Craig has done very little wrong in my eyes, and she's returned to writing young adults, so I have very high hopes for this. I think the only time that she kind of flopped was with her adult debut, and even then, like, I still had a good time. It's just you have to have the right expectation, like, kind of be prepared for what you're getting into with it, but it doesn't feel like so adult. It still feels pretty young. So I am just excited to be back with another Erin A. Craig. She's, my favorite author. I talk about her often. The next question is one that I always struggle with, and it's my biggest disappointment for the year. And I'm gonna be honest, the reason I struggle with this so much is because I try not to feel disappointment from books, but I also struggle with like my biggest surprise every year. Like, these are just not emotions that I really track. And so I kind of forget by this point of the year, like, how I felt. I have been trying. I've been bad at my tracking this year. I'm gonna be honest. I've been slacking on updating my tracker. So, that's on me. But I'm trying to get better about tracking for the rest of the year and trying to like backlog all of my stuff. But I'm gonna say the first book that I read this year was Savage Blooms. And this is by S.T. Gibson. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't love it. I didn't really like it that much. I think this is a very beautiful edition. Like, it's so pretty. I don't know if I'm going to keep it just based off how this book went for me, and I think maybe other people who love it would like this edition. I don't know if I'm going to continue with the series. I like to pitch this book as 90% kink and erotica and about 10% plot once you get to the epilogue. I was not expecting this to be so erotic. I was kind of expecting this to be like your typical romantasy where it's, a bit 50-50. It's not. I don't want to say this, but I feel like I should say it. S.T. Gibson has really, to come out with A Dowry of Blood and then follow that up with An Education in Malice, which I personally did enjoy. I know a lot of people didn't, but that was one that I did enjoy overall. And then Evocation and its sequel, and then this. I don't know. I just don't think they're working. I don't think it's going well. I don't think it's enjoyable. I think I'm just being let down as more releases come out. I feel like Evocation was fine. The sequel is like, meh. I'll probably finish the series just because I think there's only going to be one final book. But it wasn't like a standout, like A Dowry in Blood or An Education in Malice. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit let down just in general and disappointed in general with S.T. Gibson, which sounds more harsh than it is. Like, nothing personal towards S.T. Gibson. I think perfectly fine author. But I don't know. I've been like a little bit let down each time a new release comes out. And that's just a disappointing feeling. So, leaving that feeling behind, we're going to jump in to my biggest surprise, which has to be my runner-up 5-star, which was Crown Tide. Guys, I talked about this in my wrap-up. I did a full plot breakdown, which I don't think was as coherent as the rest of them because I was just so excited to get to the end to talk about, like, the way that this ends on the cliffhanger and, like, how the plot goes. Like, this book has me in a chokehold like no other. I adore this book, and the reason I'm so surprised was because Skyshade was fine. I still have given every book at least 4.5 stars, if not 5. I really enjoyed the series. I keep going to bat for it. Like, I'm going to keep talking about it with love in my heart. No, it's not perfect. But everyone loves Fourth Wing, and that's also not perfect. So, like, I don't know. We can't pick and choose what the heart enjoys sometimes. And this is just one that I just really works for me. I love these stupid little characters. And this one shocked me. I was literally, like, jaw was on the floor multiple times. Like, the reveals were not stuff that I thought were gonna come or what was happening. The way that Alex asked her, like, just devastating. This is what is devastating in the best way. I had such a fun experience with this. It really brought a lot of love back for the series. Like, Skyshade was, again, okay. Like, it was enjoyable read. It was fun, but it was also the most forgettable out of the entire series. But this really just like brought everything back to me, and I was like, yes, I do love this series, and I'm having so much fun, and I need book 5 immediately. I don't care. Here's the thing. I'm gonna read Starside, and I'm gonna read its sequel Stormside when it comes out later this year, and I'm gonna have a good time. But I am disappointed that we're not getting the 5th book this year. Like, why? Anyways, that's been the biggest surprise in the most like positive way. I feel like usually I come at this with like, and the biggest surprise is kind of a negative, but this one slapped. Now for the next question of my favorite new author, I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to give you my favorite new author, which I'm going to be honest, let me look at my tracker. Okay, the stats not as bad as I thought. So I've read 78 different authors, and across those, 54 of them have been new to me. So I guess that's not really so bad. We're looking about a 50-50 split. I, for some reason, felt like I've been picking up primarily authors. Like, I'm revisiting authors that I've read before or continuing in their publication. Like, I felt like I was reading less new authors, but apparently that's not true. I'm 50-50, so silly Sam. I would say that my favorite, like, new author, aka I binged all 3 of their books within, like, 2 months, was Uketsu, who wrote Strange Houses, Strange Pictures, and Strange Buildings. These are all translated from Japanese, and they're short horror about different images, like floor plans or actual pictures or buildings that all tie together and have like weird conspiracies. You kind of have to suspend your disbelief and just kind of join the ride and be like, yes, all of these leaps perfectly logical, and we're not going to question it whatsoever. I just have fun with them, though. I think that I don't want to say gimmicky because that feels derogatory in a way. Like, it's not a bad way. I just think that, like, having these pictures and, like, trying to piece this puzzle together that, like, you wouldn't really figure out, but it's a fun journey to go on. I had fun with them. I've given them all, like, 4 stars. I will continue with this author if they keep publishing within this world. There's something about it. And I think if I was to dive deeper into the author, who is like a faceless mask wearing YouTuber and like whatever they're getting into, like I feel like I could dive into like Reddit lore about them and like learn everything there is about this universe, like this alternative Japanese universe where like things are happening, where it feels canon, it feels real. I really appreciate all of that, and it's just, there's something about it that's really fun, and I'm enjoying it. The topics are dark and heavy, and I don't think they're always pleasant. They're not always like themes that I want to explore, but they are just like interesting, and I have a good time with them. So that's like my new favorite author, just because I binged all of their work and am looking forward to more, and overall just like fascinated by what's going on. But I wouldn't say like I would give them 5 stars and like they're like a favorite. I think the BookTube standard, because of, I think Kayla started it, but I don't know. The BookTube standard is typically like an author that you've given 5 stars to becomes like a favorite, and that's a way for people to measure it. I don't really have that this year. There's not like a standout author that I haven't already been loving, so I'm gonna go with Uketsu for now. But another part of the favorite new author question is like, it could be also just a debut author, and I'm going to shout out Semi Well Adjusted Despite Literally Everything by Alison Stoner, because I listened to this audiobook and it is a fabulous debut memoir. It really has not at all the same similar structure or writing as I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, but for some reason, probably because they're both child stars that have like somewhat similar journeys, I really appreciated Alison Stoner narrating this though, and the voice that they gave and like the detail they went into and talked about, but like not being too much. I don't love reading memoirs about celebrities that talk about their sex life in detail. Not for me. It really weirds me out. Sex in my fiction with made up characters, perfectly fine. Sex about real people disturbs me. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be that fly on the wall. But I really liked everything about this. I thought that the writing was really good. I don't know if Alison Stoner had a ghostwriter or like somebody helping with the words. I do feel like Alison Stoner could probably write some banger books, to be honest. Like just based off their vibe and energy and like everything that they've done, I think that they could write really good books. So I'd be interested to see if that happens or not. But I really enjoyed this debut memoir. I thought it was really well constructed and everything about it, so I just gotta shout that out. Like, it is the best debut that I've read this year. Oh my gosh, continuing on with favorites. Favorite new character. I have to give it to Oken. My man. But I will say, just like that whole sphere of characters in the, I get it wrong every time, Alien Cowboy Colony Mail Order Brides, I think. That series by Ursa Dax has been such a pleasant experience all year. My friends have been reading with me for the 4 Beads Book Club. We have been reading 1 book a month, and it's just been a freaking blast. I've been having so much fun. It's so nice to get together like once a month and we can just like yap and then talk about books, and like it's just been a pleasant experience. It's truly like one of my favorite parts of every month. It's just like being able to get online and catch up with friends and just like talk about books. It's just truly, it fills my heart, it fills my cup. And it's one of the main things that I look forward to every month. And if it ends, I'll die. But just kidding. But we've been reading Ursa Dax's Alien Cowboy series. And I would say my favorite, the first book that I've given 5 stars, is Married to the Alien Mountain Man. And it's Oken and Jaya. And I love both of them, especially Oken. But I feel like that's a spoiler, so I won't say that in case you want to read the series. Oken is living on the same property as Garrick, Killian, and Magnolia, which are from the 3rd book. And I also really like the 3rd book. That's also like a standout. But like those characters all kind of intermingle and like talk and like live near each other, which is rare on this planet. Like, usually it's very isolated and secluded from each other. So it's really nice to see them interact and just like have them have like this little found family going on. It's precious and I loved it. But Oaken is my favorite. Oaken was wonderful. He was such just a blast to be with. I adored him. I loved him deeply, dearly, and so much. So he's probably my new favorite character. I love him so much. The book that made me cry this year, crazy enough, I think has only been one. And it was like a gentle, like a couple of tears, like nothing crazy. I didn't sob. I've not sobbed at a book this year, which is either I'm not picking up sad things or I'm just not feeling as deeply. I'll interrogate that later. But the one book that has made me cry was Rapture, which is the 4th and final book in the Fallen series. And the reason it made me cry was because there's a scene at the end where it's like this beautiful goodbye. It's a beautiful conclusion to the series. And it was just like the things that the characters were saying to each other and how it all was brought back. Like, I was tearing up and I was just like, this is just such a beautiful moment. And being on this journey, like, I don't binge series very often, and concluding a series that I had started when I was 12 and like coming full circle to finish it, like, there was just so much emotion going on at the moment that I was just like, oh, this is just so beautiful, and I just, you know. It was just like a really nice experience and like a beautiful way to end the series that I thought was like so well done. I think Rapture was by far the best written book in the series, and I think was just like done so well that like I wouldn't have asked for any better way to conclude it. So that was the book that made me cry. It wasn't like a lot, it was just like a little, but it was still, you know, tears did fall. And then on the flip side, we have a book that made me happy. Honestly, a very recent read. So it might be because of that I'm picking it, but Love Bites Volume 1. Guys, I was laughing. I was kicking my little feet. I was squealing, but I was also like, I was just like feeling so many emotions throughout the entire read. This is a graphic novel, guys. This is a graphic novel. This is adapted from webtoons. You bet your bottoms I'm going to be finishing the webtoons ASAP. Like, I got caught up. I know where I am in the webtoons. I'm going to just finish it. I'm going to have a great time. This is, honestly, the way that I want to pitch it is like Heartstopper meets vampires versus werewolves. And you've got like a bit of a Romeo and Juliet forbidden love going on with a vampire and a werewolf. And I love them so much. There's a human friend that kind of like meets them in the middle, and they do like this group project, like blah, blah, blah. But something about the reading experience reminded me of Heartstopper and like kind of gave me similar feelings to it. Like, it's very high school. It's a little bit stereotypical, a little bit camp, but like, I just thought it was really fun and really cute. I really like the art style. There's like moments where like you're getting flashbacks or you're getting like internal like gay panic, and it's just like in a chibi art style. And there's something about it that was just so well done that I ate it up. I loved it so much. It was like, is it crazy for me to give this 5 stars? Like, I just was having so much fun. And I really do recommend it. I don't know when it comes out. Okay, it's expected to be released August 4th, 2026. So mark your calendars when you need like a nice little light romance graphic novel, but for spooky season. I highly recommend. Love Bites, so cute. Okay, the next question is the most beautiful book that you've received or purchased this year. I think it has to go to The Poet Empress. This is by Shen Tao. She's stunning. She's gorgeous. Come on. She's so pretty. The art inside, the outside, everything about this is just so nice. And I'm very happy to have this beautiful edition, and I can't wait to read it. I have plans for it. I've been putting it on a lot of like TBRs and challenges and bingos and all this stuff just to like really force my hand so that I have to. I think I have the audiobook as well. Like, I just like, I'm setting myself up for absolute success. I'm trying not to hype this up too much just because it might be a 4-star, it might be a 3-star. I'm hoping for a 5-star. If I remember correctly, this is about a young woman who like is a concubine, becomes a concubine, I think, for the prince, but the prince is like horrible and bad and like doesn't treat his people well, and she's like, fine, I'm gonna write the most epic poem of all poems and it's gonna kill him. But to be able to write the poem, I also have to find like something to love about him, or like have love towards him, which is gonna make it hard. Like, you're gonna kill somebody that you have to like grow fond feelings towards. But I think he also has a brother that he may or may not fall in love with her. Like, I don't know. I haven't read it. I read the synopsis once when I received this book, I think back in January. So I could be so wrong about that. But I just think this is such a beautiful edition. I think it's so pretty. Like, give her a moment. It's just so beautiful. So I'm really excited for it. It's like a 5-star prediction, but also gorgeous, and the art is beautiful. If you were curious, the dust jacket art is done by Kelly Chong. The dust jacket design is by Jane Tibbetts. PLC artwork, also by Kelly Chong. She also did the end artwork. And the end paper is done by Grace Chu. So honestly, wonderful job, everybody. You guys did great, and I'm very happy to own that edition. My least favorite question every year is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Literally, too many things. Like, I have too many books to count. This TBR cart is now 3 tiers full of books that I want to read, as well as this shelf is like things that I would like to get to by the end of the year. I used to have all of my immediate TBRs over there. I've ignored them for too long, so now they're on the cart. I'm hoping that moving them will help. We'll see. I need to finish Romantasy Bingo. I have a couple books left for Sarah's Horror Bingo, and also she has a new broader reader bingo, so I want to finish that. Herkid 3.0 just came out. Like, there are so many things that I would like to get to and read, and so many things that I'm working towards. Also, just like Summer Ween is happening. There's always stuff. There's always things to read. There's nothing that I must read. It's all fluid. I can read whatever, whenever, and just like enjoy my reading. But there's a lot of things that I would like to get to. I would like to get some more 5 stars under my belts, and just like, I'm just like so happy about reading. Final 2 questions, I think, were questions that were added on by Kayla, which I've included a couple of hers throughout. The next one is favorite video that I've posted so far this year. Ooh, I think my favorite video that I've posted is probably like my whole Critical Role series, where I read books inspired or based by each character from Campaign 4, as well as just a large, very big recommendation list for the entire campaign as a whole. Just every book that I feel fits the vibe, fits the characters, and I'm really proud of that. I mean, vlogs don't typically perform as well as I would like them to, but I will keep doing them because I find a lot of joy in them. But I just really liked that project overall. I was having a lot of fun coming up with the recommendations. I've been asked to do previous Critical Role campaigns, so I am working on that. It might take a little while. Compiling this many books for this many characters and energies and vibes and whatnot take time, but I am working on it, I promise. I also just like have other nerdy D&D ideas that I want to continue with. Like, I love being able to mesh like other interests with books, and so it's fun to be like, I love Critical Role, and now I can talk about it because I have a platform to talk about books, and like I can marry the two together, and I just think that's fun. But I was really proud of that project. It took a long time. It took a lot out of me. It was a lot to read, and also like a lot to compile. Like, it was definitely like a labor of love. I would also, like, second runner-up would say that, like, I really liked my Fallen video, just, like, reading the whole series, and just, like, the memories of it was really good and fun. So those are the 2 videos that I'm pretty proud of. And then the final question is my favorite book community member, or members, depending. I think I'm just gonna shout out the one that I've discovered this year. I feel like my comfort booktubers are almost always the same. I have my friends, and then I have the people that I idolize and, like, watch, and I follow over 1,000 booktubers. I exclusively only follow and subscribe to booktube channels on this account. I have a different account for other interests and hobbies and whatnot, but I really try to keep my booktube channel booktube focused, and I just try to keep up with the community. I need to get better about watching videos. My watch later is getting a little bit ridiculous again, but I love this community, and I love finding new people and just seeing what's going on and like what people are reading. I wish I had more time to dedicate to just watching booktube, and sure, I could do that, but then I would be reading less or playing less video games, and so it's hard to find the medium. But I love watching booktube. I love seeing people be creative and passionate about books. And one channel that I did find literally last month was Brandy over at the Antisocial Library, and immediately was like, I fuck with her. And I was like, a nice little comment, and then we decided to buddy read a book, and then both basically DNF'd it, and now we're gonna do a different one. But immediately I was just like, I really like her, and I want to be her friend, and it worked. So sometimes you comment on people's videos, and then you become friends, and it's really cool, and I love this community for that alone. So that's what I like to do. I personally like making friends, and so that's my way of doing so. It's just being weird and be like, hi. Books. I won't get too sappy because I don't want to do that, but there is something very special about the community and like being able to make friends in different states, in different parts of the world, just because you have a love for books and being able to experience reading together. I love it. It's so special and fun to me, and there's just like something warms my little heart, and I love it so much. So anyway, I wanted to shout out Brandy though, because I literally binged all of her content. I watched every single one of her videos. She has way less videos than I do because she started more recent than I have, but just like seeing her growth already is just so freaking cool, and I love seeing the number go up for her. But I also just love the kind of content she did. Her recent wrap-up, genius. The Pulse, I love it. It's so good. I like her vlogs. I like learning about her life. I'm also just nosy. I love vlogs. I love watching vlogs. I love doing vlogs. So I just enjoy that content in general, but I really enjoy her TBR game. I also need to shout out Chloe. You all know Chloe if you're familiar with my channel. We do reading sprints typically on Wednesdays. We've been bad at it. I have to learn OBS, guys. If you have tips, leave them for me because I don't know what I'm doing. But Chloe and I co-created a new TBR game for her based on Blood on the Clock Tower, which is a social deception game. If you like D&D, you'd probably like Blood on the Clock Towers. It's kind of like Werewolves or the Salem one. I can't remember the names. But we created a TBR game for her based on Blood on the Clock Tower characters, and it was so much fun. We we're live for a couple of hours, got off live, and then spent, I think, like 4 to 6 hours just like talking and catching up about her move, and then ended up making a whole TBR game, and it was so much fun. And I think more people need to go watch it and support her because I like her, and you should too. But also, it was just like a lot of fun, and I love TBR games. It's truly my obsession. So anyway, those are my community members that I want to shout out. I think that most the people that I watch you're probably already familiar with, or I've talked about them in different capacities throughout the years of my channel. But I will keep finding new community members and just keep being a part of it. I just love this community so much. Anyways, I gotta go. I'm gonna cry. I just love it. Anyway, thank you for making it to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. Let me know what the best book you've read so far in 2026 is. Do it. If you're curious what my worst is, it's been Layla. It was Layla. Layla was bad. Almost put that for my disappointing, but I didn't think it, I knew it was going to be bad. So many booktubers that I follow and love and trust and respect have given it 4 and 5 stars, and I'm like, y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazier than that. I don't agree. But anyways, worst book, Layla. If you made it to the end of this video, you can leave a sunflower for my garb today. But until next time, I will see you guys very soon from next video. Have a great day. Bye.